Hello, welcome to A Tinge Ginge. Now today I'm going to be talking to you about the clutch that I had a while ago. It was the butter spinner blast to the leopard starving. Now if you have watched that video and seen the egg cutting and you do follow me on Instagram, you know that I did have quite a few issues with that clutch. It gave me a real big beat down, and it was just one of those things that it just makes you want to just stop what you're doing. But I got over that, I moved on, carried on, cracked on everything. But it's about time I gave you an update to that video to see what actually happened. So thank you for being patient with me, thank you for waiting for this video. I've wanted to keep it put off for as long as possible just because I wanted to try and find out for myself what actually happened. I'm still not 100% what actually went wrong. I know a few people have had these issues over the last couple of months with their breeding season as well, so I'm glad it's not just me. It just shows that I'm not doing anything wrong. Everything I'm doing is perfectly normal. I'm doing exactly what I've always done, and it was just this particular clutch that I've had problems with. If you saw my banana clown clutch as well, you notice I had a few issues with that, and I do touch on that in this video as well. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, hope you enjoyed the snakes, and yeah, let's get straight into it and see what they look like. So here's the three from that clutch. So like I've said, this was the butter spinner blast, so the leopard pastavi, and these were the only three that actually made it from that clutch. Yeah, it's just one of them things. I'm still not 100% sure what actually happened with this clutch. I have spoken to quite a few people, and that's why I've put this video off for so long, because I just wanted to try and get some answers just so that I could try and help everyone out that actually wondered what happened with it. But I think it's just one of those things that you can't control. There's not enough sort of research that's gone into breeding ball pythons and stuff like that. We haven't got any sort of experts as such, like scientifically, to actually go through and find out what actually goes on with these animals. So until that happens, we're just going to sort of have to keep going on, keep guessing, and just work it out ourselves basically. So yeah, these are the three that actually came out. You can see they are all different sizes. I will talk you through the entire thing, like what happened from start to finish with this clutch, just because I basically went through this. Guy's so active. I literally went through everything you could go through with this one single clutch. I don't think there was one thing that I missed. So starting out, we had quite a few eggs. I believe we had 9 eggs altogether. One of those eggs did in fact go bad quite early on. I tried to save it. I think I did a video on it. I tried to save that, but I couldn't save it. I think I caught the egg too late, and even after sort of putting some PVA glue on it to try and seal it up and put that foot powder on it as well, it was just too late basically. So it was down to 8 eggs, and we actually cut the eggs on, I think it was day 55. If you've seen the video, you can go back, you can see the egg cutting video. The eggs were definitely ready. I could feel the babies on the inside. They were slightly deflated, and yeah, my eggs do normally sort of hatch out a little bit earlier than normal, so normally around 56, 57, but I do like to cut the eggs just so I can see what's going on the inside. So I cut the eggs as normal. Everything looked absolutely fantastic, and yeah, put them back in the incubator. I'd left them to sort of do their own thing, come out when they're ready. And this guy in the middle here, this was actually the first one to come out. Now I don't really know what this guy is. He's got some paradox. I mean, he looks dirty actually. If you look at his face there, he's got like some brown smudges. That's actually a paradox, and even on the back of his neck here, that's a little paradox as well. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure. He hasn't got the bluest of eyes, so I don't know if it is a blue-eyed Lucy or not. I don't think it is. It has got some sort of, I can't show the eyes because he won't pick up on camera. The eyes are kind of blue, but they're not as bright as what I'd expect from a blue-eyed Lucy. But you can see it has got that sort of pinstripe marking down the side. But I do think this is possibly the all-gene animal, so I think there's maybe sort of 6-7 genes floating about in this snake. Yeah, this is going to be one of those things that you're never going to be able to work out until you breed it. I've not actually sexed any of these three either. I've sort of just left them alone, and done their own thing. But you can see this guy is pretty decent size. It's normal size for a hatchling, so that's what makes me think that it's not something that I did with this clutch. I think it was just generally the clutch that went wrong. If I compare you in size to this little chap over here, you can see the difference. Same clutch, but both cut at the same time, and yeah, you can just see that this guy is so much smaller than this guy. So for whatever reason, I don't know. But yeah, so once I cut the eggs, I left them to do their own thing. This chap came out first, and I did actually hit, well, I think it was a blue-eyed Lucy. This guy actually decided to come out of his egg, slither around, and then push him. Even though he had his egg still in the tub, I don't normally take the empty eggs out for a while. I normally just sort of leave them in there and take them out once they've all mostly come out. But he actually decided to push his way into one of the other eggs, and he actually pushed that snake out of the egg completely. That then led to that snake passing. Now I don't know if it was the stress of him pushing that snake out of the egg, I don't know, but it still had a little bit of yolk left to absorb. But the way it was sort of pushed out, it was sort of, the yolk was still in the egg, the baby was pushed out of the side, and the umbilical cord was stretched. Whether that was the case that made it die, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, this little chap here decided he just wanted to kill off one of his siblings, so that happened. And then with another one of the snakes, I can't remember off the top of my head now, but watching back, one of them did have an umbilical cord wrapped around it. I tried to dig around on the inside, tried to get the umbilical cord untied, but it was just a case that it had been tied too long. The umbilical cord had shrunk really small, and there was just no way it was going to absorb the yolk, so I ended up cutting the umbilical cord, tying it off. But again, that baby came out, and about a day or two later it didn't make it, which was quite sad. And then the rest of the babies that came out, they just had a weird bloating. It was almost as if they'd absorbed their yolk too quickly. It's like they sort of rushed and absorbed it really quickly, ingested it, and they just had this huge bloating from sort of where they sort of begin their stomach is sort of this far down the body, all the way down, and then their tail would shrink right in. It'd be really small. And yeah, I don't know what that was either. I had a little feel around them because I thought maybe they had hard belly. They might have had like a blockage towards this end of the tail. So I was sort of massaging around, trying to feel if there was any type of hardness or any blockage. Soaked them in warm water for like long periods of time, just to try and, if they had anything in their belly, just to try and loosen that up, to try and see if that would make a difference. But yeah, unfortunately, a couple of them passed as well. Which was really unfortunate, because in that clutch I did hit what I wanted to hit. I got the leopard killer bee, which is just an absolutely incredible animal. There's a clutch in this incubator right now which is like a sort of backup clutch to this one, which was a bumblebee to the same dad, leopard pastavi. So I'm hoping I can get a leopard killer bee in that. Fingers crossed it does go well, but it's just one of them things, you just gotta hope. Yeah, so that's basically what happened to this clutch. You can see with these guys, these two are quite small. So this is what I think I'd definitely know this is a leopard pastel Mojave, basically the same as dad. This is a little bit brighter. I don't think it could be super pastel. I'm not entirely sure. The head is quite blushed out on this animal, but this is basically the same as the dad. And I love leopard pastel Mojaves. I love that pattern on the side. It's just, if I could get that into a clown and get a clown to look like that, that'd be absolutely incredible. Yeah, so you can see on my thumb there, I did get tagged earlier, so I've got a little bit of seepage there, but it's not a problem. But yeah, so that is the leopard pastel Mojave. Could be super pastel, I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to wait till he gets a little bit bigger, just to try and see what he actually is, but I love hatching these. I've got a feeling, I wasn't big on the super leopard. I didn't know if it was an actual thing or what. There's a lot of speculation about it, but I am starting to believe that the leopard pastel Mojave I've got is a super leopard, because everything that he seems to be put with, all the babies seem to come out as leopard. Now I don't know if he's just got super strong, you know, but yeah, there's something about him. He might be super leopard, but the clutch that's coming next with the bumblebee should hopefully prove that out. If he is super leopard, then I'd expect everything in that clutch to be leopard. There's I will show you that clutch in a minute, because there is actually an egg that's gone bad. I did try and save it again, put powder on it, but I saw it literally about a week and a half ago. It was doing perfectly fine, and then all of a sudden it's just gone completely mouldy. They are due to pip in 2 days time, so I am going to cut that mouldy egg open just to make sure it is completely gone, then I will throw it out. But yeah, getting back to these guys, and then we've got this other little chap here. I haven't sexed these, I don't know if they're boy or girl, but this thing is absolutely incredible. Now I know this has got a spider in it. I believe it has got a little bit of head wobble. The head pattern on that is absolutely incredible. It's almost like a clown head pattern. there's no clown in this, but I love the pattern on this guy. Now if this was darker, if this was literally black and white, I'd be over the moon with that. But I've got a couple of ideas. So I think this is a leopard, butter, spider, pastel. I don't think there's Mojave. There could be Mojave, because if you look at this pattern and the pattern to this guy, they're kind of similar. But yeah, again, I'm not too sure what's in this guy. It'd be one of those things that you'd have to sort of breed it out, but I definitely think there's leopard, definitely butter, definitely pastel, could possibly super pastel, just because it is so blushed out. But again, that could be the butter doing that, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, this thing turned out absolutely incredible. Really happy with this. So that's the update on these guys. These ones have been a little bit trouble feeding. This guy here, he's still feeding on live mice. Can't get him to take frozen yet. He's only had 3 meals now, but he's just being an absolute pain in the backside to get going. These two are still assist feeding. You can see they've got quite a little healthy lump in them. I did feed them yesterday, and they're just feeding on sort of small mice fuzzies, but I've tried these two with live and they're just not interested in live. So yeah, I've had to resort to assist feeding them. I still give them the option of live, just to try and get them to take it in. I'll leave that mouse in for as long as I can, basically, switching the lights off and just hoping they take, but they just won't take it. So I'm having to assist feed. I like to do the assist feeding last. I'd always choose live as like my sort of backup, and then if that doesn't work, I'll go to the live to the assist feeding. So it's not a problem. I mean, it can be a little bit stressful for the snakes, but these two are pretty decent. I will try and get, if they don't feed next time, I might actually record me assist feeding these two, because they are literally good as gold. As soon as that mouse goes in their mouth and you sort of get that nose of the mouse to the back of the throat, they sort of bite down hard, and then they just sort of chow, and they take it down with no problem. There's no sort of them spitting it out and me trying again, spitting out, trying again. They're normally good as gold. Hoping this guy here will start feeding properly soon. I'm probably going to give him 1 or 2 more live, and then I do offer him frozen before I give him the live, but I want to try and get him onto frozen just because it's just easier for me. I don't want that risk of leaving that mouse in the tub with him. But yeah, that's the update on that clutch. I know a few people have had the same sort of issues, especially with that bloating of the snakes. Literally the snakes sort of ballooned out in that middle area, and it literally looks like they've just chucked their yolk in as quickly as they could. So if anyone has got any queries, that they've had any similar problems, then please let me know if they've got any ideas of what it could be. Like I said, they hatched normal time, and you see this guy came out absolutely perfectly normal. He's not a problem. He was that size. These guys were a little bit smaller. But yeah, I really don't know what the case was, so any help would be appreciated. But yeah, that's this clutch they're doing. As these 3 are doing absolutely perfect. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these yet. The leopard pastel Mojave I probably will put up for sale, but that's going to be a good couple of months yet, because I want to get them up to a decent size, knowing that they are 100% solid and ready to go. The other 2, I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with them yet. Like I said, this pairing, all I wanted to hit was a leopard killer bee, or maybe a blue-eyed leucistic. That's all I really wanted to hit. But yeah, these 2 may be available. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know what I'm going to put them up as either. I'm going to have to do a little bit more research and sort of have a look around, see what people have produced to try and find out what they are. But yeah, that's these 3. I'll quickly give you an update on my banana clown as well, because obviously, you know, I had a bit of bad luck with my banana clown as well. One of them did have an umbilical cord in it, and another one of the babies didn't make it out of the egg again. Yeah, it's just one of them things. You just can't control it. It's nature at the end of the day. It's either meant to be or it's not. As much as we try and control it, sometimes there's just nothing you can do. So let me quickly chuck these back, and we'll get that other banana clown out. And here he is. No, he's not going to look as amazing as he normally would, because he literally, typical, is going into shed, but he's doing absolutely fantastic. He's feeding perfectly. When he came out of the egg, he didn't actually absorb all of his yolk. He did have some of his yolk left, which I was a bit worried about. I was thinking that it's going to be a similar sort of case to that previous clutch, but yeah, this guy's doing absolutely fantastic. He's fed twice now, and the light I'm using at the minute is basically doing this justice. So even though he is in shed, I'm looking at him like just normally, and I'm looking at him through the camera lens, and how he looks on the camera lens, so how you're viewing him is how he looks in real life. So you can just see how bright he is. He's absolutely incredible. I waited so long to hit a banana clown. Not that I couldn't get one, I could go and buy one, but if you've watched my channel, you know I've always said I'd rather produce something than buy it, just because I just feel that it's more, I get more satisfaction out of it, to be honest. That's the reason why some people are in this hobby for money. I'm in it just because I want to produce stuff that I've produced. But you can see that dorsal pattern is absolutely incredible. Lovely oranges going into the purples, into the yellows, and he is quite a reduced clown. I don't think he's got anything else going on with him. Someone did say that my banana head clown could have enchy. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think this is an enchy clown, enchy banana clown. I just think it is quite a reduced pattern, but he has got some. You can just see there in the middle of the screen, he's got like some white blushing coming out the side. He's got some little white paradoxes. He's got that sort of all over his body. Where else has he got it? He had some other, like just on the top of the neck where the head is. You can't really see it because the camera's just not going to focus, but he has got sort of these weird white paradox patches all over his body. And the thing I really like is he's got these 3 little purple dots, if you can see that. Really, really cool. So it reminds me of the Predator laser beam in the movie. He's got those 3 little red dots there. But yeah, so happy to hatch this guy out. He's absolutely incredible. Colours on him are just blowing me away. So yeah, and if he looks this good when he's in shed, he's probably going to shed in about 4 or 5 days. If he looks this good, then once he sheds, he's going to be absolutely incredible. But look at the colours on his head, like those purples are just absolutely incredible. Love it. Yeah, amazing. Also, if you have reached out to me on Instagram, then thank you very much. I do appreciate all the sticker swaps that everybody's been doing. As you can see, if I try and zoom in so you can actually get a good look at everybody that's on there. As you can see, you might be able to spot your sticker up there, but we've got quite a few stickers now. This panel's nearly filled up. Once it's filled up, I'm just going to buy another panel, and then that one's just going to go right next to this. So once this is filled up, we'll get it mounted up on the wall. But yeah, thanks to everyone that has actually given me stickers. It is really appreciative. I started off, I weren't really big on the stickers, but I don't know, now I've sort of got 1 or 2. It's just sort of become a bit of a habit. So as soon as I see anybody that's got stickers, I'm straight on them. But yeah, if you do want to do sticker swaps, hit me up on Instagram, drop me a message, and yeah, we'll get them sent out to you straight away. I have got some new stickers coming out soon, and I have also got some merch coming out. I'm going to be doing some hats and some t-shirts. Even if I don't sell them, it's probably going to be for me, but if you do want to win them, then I probably will be doing some giveaways as well. We're really close to 1,000 followers on Instagram now, which is absolutely incredible. I'm over the moon with the amount of people that have actually followed me and enjoy my content. And I think on YouTube we're on about 130 subscribers now as well. So we're on our way for 200. So yeah, it's just absolutely incredible, and the support is just absolutely amazing. Now a few people do know about this little guy. I thought I'd do a little show and tell on this little guy, because he's the bane of my life, and as much as I hate him, I can't get rid of him. This is Jerry. Now, for those of you who know, I do feed sort of live mice if my hatchlings don't feed. This is one from sort of, oh god, I don't know how long ago. I think I've probably had him about 6 months now. Yeah, bought him to feed one of my hatchlings. The hatchling didn't want to eat him. All the other hatchlings had fed, and I don't just feed live for the sake of feeding live. I only feed it if I have to. So yeah, this little guy was sort of going to be food, and he didn't get eaten, and the snake that was supposed to eat him then took frozen the next week. So I've now been stuck with this mouse for about 6 months. He's got a little tub here, but I've sort of grown attached to him. Let me give you a little close-up of him. So yeah, here he is. This is our little Jerry. Such a cute little thing. When I actually picked him up, the guy in the shop actually called him Gollum, because he had no hair at all. He was just completely naked. And yeah, now look at him. He's got, let me move this out of the way because he won't focus. He's got a little bit of fuzz on him, bless him. You can see he's fat, he's chubby. Look at his wrinkles on his back. And yeah, he's dirt dog tame. He's just an incredible little fella. Yeah, I just can't bring it on myself to feed him off. He's now going to be with me until he sadly passes. I know they don't live for too long, and this little guy, I don't think he's going to live long term anyway. I think he's been so inbred that his ears are absolutely enormous, his face is small and smushed together, and he just makes the weirdest of noises. He just sitting there generally, he just makes his little chirpy chirp noises, but yeah, he's just absolutely adorable. But he is now a member of the family, he won't be going anywhere. I will end up buying him a little cute cage to put him in as well. Yeah, look at his little face, look. He's literally got well, he has got fur, but it's like a very sort of fine fuzz, bless him. But yeah, he does well, he's happy. He has this little tub that he's kept in a minute just because that's all I sort of found to put him in really. But yeah, he's newest to the collection. Thought I'd just show him off just because a few people have actually heard about him and wanting to see him, so I thought I'll just chuck him on the video. But yeah, it's our little Jerry. So here's my blackhead hypo, one of my hypo babies. I'm going to be doing an update on these very soon. They're literally all going into shed now. So once they do shed out, I will be doing an update on these, but they're all doing really well. So yeah, I'm excited to show you these. And also I do have some more blackhead clutches on the way, which is absolutely incredible. I really want to try and get a lot of blackhead into my collection, and it's literally just that one single pastel blackhead hypo male that I've got that's literally going to be doing all the work. I think he's probably gone to about 7, maybe 8 females. So yeah, hoping for a lot of blackhead females to hold back, hopefully some cool combos along the way. But yeah, these guys are looking incredible, so make sure you stick around, subscribe to the channel, because you're going to want to see all the blackhead stuff I'm producing. Okay, so this is the next clutch that is going to be cut. Oh god, yeah, that egg looks absolutely terrible in there. So normally when my eggs are due to hatch, you'll know that if you watch my videos, you know I put cling film on the top just to try and make these tubs a little bit more airtight. But yeah, this is the next clutch that has come in. I like to remove the cling film once they are due to actually sort of start pipping out, or if I decide to cut them, just so that it just lets that air come in there. So if I do miss something coming out, then they do have like the oxygen coming in. But normally I'm pretty good. I do check this sort of 2, maybe 3 times a day, depending if I'm working or not. As you can see, right in the middle of the bunch, we've got that Mouldy egg. And like I said, that happened probably about a week, maybe a week and a half ago. It started to turn, started putting powder on it, started putting some PVA and stuff on it just to try and stop it. But I think it was just a case of the actual embryo on the inside had died. It wasn't just mould growing on the outside of the egg. So what I'll do is I'll quickly cut that open just so you can see what's inside. And it's more for myself just to make sure the egg is actually gone. Like I said, these are due to, day 55 is on the 14th of August, so it's a couple of days away. So like I said, they're nearly due. The babies, if I give the eggs a squeeze, there's still a little bit of fluid in there, so I might give these a little bit longer, just because I do normally like to cut on day 55 as long as the eggs are ready. I mean, this guy here, this feels like a huge snake, because I can actually feel that snake pushing back. But a lot of the other eggs, I mean, I can feel the egg there, the baby in that one. This one, still a bit of fluid in there. This one, there's still quite a lot of fluid. So generally I like to cut on day 55 as long as the eggs are ready. If they're not ready, then I will give them a little bit longer. Again, this one, there's a little bit of fluid in that one as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chuck some gloves on, and we're going to have a look at this nasty egg. So yeah, this is the egg. Like I said, I thought it was just going bad on the outside, because literally it's so close to being due to pip out that I thought there was just a bit of mould on the outside. So I did everything I probably could to try and save the mould, stop the mould from spreading, maybe ruining it. But taking a look in and having a feel, the bottom of this egg is just absolutely solid. Like, this is just, you can hear it, it's just tough, solid. So what that tells me is that this baby did actually sort of die. It probably died, I'd say, for sort of, I don't know, feeling this, I want to say sort of 3/4 of the way through incubation, and then it's just slowly started to mould. So yeah, I do want to cut it open just to see what's on the inside. If you don't want to see this, then just skip along. But I think it's always good to have a look on the inside just to see what actually went wrong. And I've got this just on an old lid as well, just because I didn't want to sort of ruin my backdrop and get nastiness everywhere. But we'll give this a cut. And yeah, there is a oh wow, there is a baby that's formed in there. So like I said, sort of 3/4 of the way I reckon it was incubating, and then for whatever reason didn't make it. So yeah, this is going to be quite gory, so if you don't like that sort of thing, then I suggest you don't watch. But it does smell a little bit, it doesn't smell absolutely great, but having a look at it, there is some sort of pattern. I do want to have a closer look at this, just because it's one of those things that it's one less egg, you just think, oh, I wonder what it could have been. Normally eggs will go bad fairly quickly during like incubation, sort of the first couple of weeks they won't make it, but the ones that sort of make it nearly full term are, it's always a shame. Again, it just shows that no matter what you do, as much as you try and control everything, try and make everything as perfect and ideal as possible, it just doesn't make it. And it's the same with that clutch that I had previously. There's just, sometimes they just aren't meant to make it. Right, so let's try and pour some of this out. And I know the baby's not made it. You can, as soon as I cut it, you could tell that it hadn't made it. I mean, I can poke that, and I just know there's no way that baby's alive. So get rid of all that fluid. And yeah, there we go. Looks like it's still in its little, I think it's called, is it embryonic sac or amniotic sac? I'm not entirely sure what it's called, but you can see that it is sort of in its sac, so you can see like that. See, I've just pierced it, so you can see there's sort of that really light purple bit there. That's the actual snake, and then all this like duller stuff on the outside is actually the sac, so I can sort of peel that back, and then that will sort of reveal the snake. But yeah, I do want to have a look at this, see if I can see what actually went wrong with it. But it's pretty much fully formed. There you go, you can see there, see that little layer of film just there, that is that sac that the snake sort of sits inside, which is a shame. I don't know what that is. That sort of, they look like they could be some sort of organs, maybe a heart or something like that, but it just looks like that's formed outside of the snake, so that's probably why it didn't make it. Something happens. I know that does actually happen in real life with humans as well. They sort of have some of their organs born outside their body, and they do have success rates in surviving, but they normally have doctors on hand to sort of fix that sort of thing. So yeah, look, there's the head. You can see there the head sort of formed, but it's not 100%, which is a shame. Looking at it, I think it's probably some sort of spider combo. I'd probably say, I'm not entirely sure, maybe it is just a spider, maybe a leopard spider, looking at the pattern. But yeah, so you can see that's the embryo there. Poor little thing. You can see it's got like quite a hunchback there, so that probably would have kinked up. And then you've got the organs there that are on the outside, so yeah, it is a shame. Then you see there you've got the actual yolk. That's literally as hard as rubber. It's literally like a bouncy ball. So yeah, shame, but these things happen. It's just one part of the hobby, unfortunately. I'm going to give you a quick sneak peek of what I'm working on. It's something to do with these tubs over here. They are quite big, and I need to divide them up. So I'm sort of working on a way of dividing them, but making it a way that I can still take them out, clean them, and it's not permanently fixed in there. So let me quickly give you a quick look at what I'm making for that. So here's a little sneak peek of what I'm working on. You might be able to get a rough idea of what it is just by looking at that, but yeah, that is currently in the works. What we left on, 87% complete, so it's been 2 hours printed so far, so yeah, that'll be done shortly. Once this is finished, I probably will be posting this on my Instagram, so if you don't follow me on there, go over to Teenage Dunes, give me a follow on Instagram, and you'll probably be able to see what I'm actually doing with this before it actually goes up on YouTube. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be working on. That's going to turn this rack of 40 tubs into probably a rack of 80 eventually. I am going to be building a aluminium custom rack very, very soon. I have shown the tubs before that I've got. I bought them from IKEA, so they're going to be the tubs. That's going to be my sort of grow on hatchling rack that I'll be doing. And if that works out and it functions perfectly and does everything I need it to do. I'm probably going to build another one, which is going to be my sort of middle rack from that to my larger tubs, and if that goes well, then I'll be doing a full-blown adult rack made out of it, showing you what I use, how I've built it, and yeah, hopefully it all goes perfectly well. So yeah, there's lots to come. I've got loads of changes. I am currently working on my garage at my house, just so I can get that fixed up and get everything moved into that. So I'm probably not going to do a video build on that, just because it's just not that interesting. I'll probably do some like before and after pictures on my Instagram, but yeah, it'll just be something for you to sort of enjoy, and then you can actually see how I set up my snake room. So that's going to be that. I'll be able to do a full snake room tour on that as well. So thank you for watching. I really do appreciate you watching the videos. Please hit the subscribe button. We're getting close to 200. We're sort of on our way. I think we're on about 130 subscribers at the time of filming this, so it'd be really nice to try and get to 200. Drop me a comment down below if there's anything you've seen in this video you need help with, or if you have got any information you can give me about that clutch that went wrong, then I would really appreciate it. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Some paper towel. Oh, I'm going to end up putting gunk everywhere. Oh no.